I thought I knew Leela. I really did. She was funny, smart, and seemed so caring. For a while there, I thought I had it all figured out. But one Saturday morning, my entire world tilted on its axis with a single text message. I remember waking up, grabbing my phone like any other day, and seeing her name pop up. The message read, "Hey, I crashed your car. Don't be mad." My ex was there helping me. "He's fine. Don't worry." My stomach dropped. I read it again, then a third time, the words blurring together. I couldn't breathe. Crashed my car. My pride and joy. And her ex was there. What did that even mean? My mind was racing with 1,000 worst-case scenarios. I had to call her. My hands were shaking as I dialed her number. "What do you mean you crashed the car? What happened?" I tried to keep my voice steady, but the panic was creeping in. On the other end of the line, she sounded calm. Way too calm. It was unsettling. "Oh, it was nothing serious," she said, her voice light, almost dismissive. "I was just trying to park, and I hit a pole." The ex saw it happen, and he helped me push it out of the way. A pole? Just a pole? Something didn't add up. "Lila, why was your ex even there?" I asked a question hanging heavy in the air. "He just happened to be walking by and offered to help," she explained. I didn't know who else to call in that moment. The excuse felt thin, flimsy. I could feel a hot wave of anger rising in my chest, but I pushed it down. I needed to see this for myself. I needed to get to the bottom of it. I told her I was on my way. The drive over felt like an eternity. Every red light felt like a personal insult. When I finally arrived, my heart sank into my shoes. Nothing serious was a massive understatement. The front bumper was crumpled, the headlight was shattered, and a deep, ugly dent marred the passenger side door. It was bad. And then I saw him. Her ex. He was leaning against the hood of my wrecked car, a smug little smile playing on his lips, like he belonged there, like he was part of the family. That's when the pieces started clicking into place. This wasn't just a simple accident. I walked straight up to Lila, my eyes locked on him. "Why is he smiling like that? Why is he still here?" I demanded, keeping my voice low. Lila let out a nervous little laugh. "Oh, relax," she said, waving a hand dismissively. "He's just being friendly." "Don't be so dramatic." "Dramatic?" My car was mangled, and her ex was lounging on it like it was his living room couch. In that instant, it became crystal clear. This wasn't about a parking mishap. This was a test. A calculated move to see how I would react, to see if I would just roll over and accept her ex being a fixture in our lives. It was a power play, and my car was the pawn. I felt a cold resolve settle over me. The anger was gone, replaced by a chilling clarity. I knew yelling wouldn't solve anything, would just make me look like the bad guy, the dramatic boyfriend she was painting me as. So I took a different approach. I looked her straight in the eye, my voice even and calm. "Lila," I said, "I need you to be honest with me. Do you want to be with me, or do you want to be with him?" The question hung between us, and for a moment she just stared at me, cornered. She hesitated, her eyes darting between me and her ex, who was still watching us with that same infuriating smirk. Finally she spoke, her voice barely a whisper. "I want to be with you, but he's still my friend. I can't just cut him out of my life completely." I took a deep, steadying breath. Friends don't stand by while your new partner's property gets destroyed. And they certainly don't orchestrate situations to swoop in and play the hero. The air grew thick with tension. I told her in no uncertain terms that both she and her ex needed to be out of my life. The car was just metal, but the trust was shattered beyond repair. "Of course," she argued. The tears started to flow, and she begged me to reconsider. She accused me of being controlling, of not trusting her. But the line had been crossed so definitively, there was no going back. That day, standing next to my crumpled car, I ended the relationship. It was one of the hardest things I'd ever done, but I knew it was the right one. Now, for the twist. You're not going to believe this part. About a month went by. Was trying to move on, working extra shifts to save up for the repairs. One night, I was at a friend's party, just trying to have a good time, when I saw a familiar face across the room. It was him, Lila's ex. He made a beeline for me, that same smug grin plastered on his face. He got right up close and said, "She really likes me, you know." But she knew you'd be stupid enough to pay for the car repairs. He was actually proud of it. He thought he'd won. He was expecting me to be furious, to be heartbroken. But instead, I just smiled. A real, genuine smile. I looked him right in the eye and said, "Funny thing is, I didn't pay for a thing." The look on his face was priceless. His arrogant smirk completely vanished, replaced by utter confusion. It turns out Lila's entire plan was to manipulate me into footing the bill for a little accident that her ex had helped her stage. They were in on it together, a twisted little team. After I left, she had apparently tried to file an insurance claim. But her story was so full of holes, it fell apart under the slightest scrutiny. She ended up being on the hook for the entire cost herself. So what's the takeaway from all this? Well, I'm now saving up for a new car, and let's just say my trust is a lot harder to earn these days. But I learned a valuable lesson. When someone intentionally tries to put another person between you, they're not testing your love. They're showing you their true colors. Believe them the first time. Thank you so much for listening to my story. It was a tough experience, but I came out of it stronger. If you've been through something similar, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. See you in the next one.